The RMS Lusitania was a marvel of her time. Launched in 1906, she was one of the most luxurious and technologically advanced ships of the early 20th century. Her sleek design and powerful engines made her a symbol of progress and innovation. The Lusitania was not just a ship, she was a floating palace, offering unparalleled comfort and elegance to her passengers. Her interiors were adorned with the finest materials, and her dining halls were the epitome of sophistication. Every journey aboard the Lusitania was an experience of opulence and grandeur. A floating palace, she was the epitome of luxury and speed. The Lusitania was designed to cater to the elite of society, with amenities that rivaled the finest hotels of the time. From lavish staterooms to exquisite dining experiences, every detail was meticulously crafted to provide the utmost in comfort and style. The ship's speed was equally impressive, making her one of the fastest vessels to cross the Atlantic. This British ocean liner, christened in 1906, was a symbol of national pride. The launch ceremony was a grand event, attended by dignitaries and celebrated with much fanfare. The Lusitania represented the pinnacle of British engineering and maritime prowess, a testament to the nation's industrial capabilities. The Lusitania, along with her sister ship the Mauretania, represented the pinnacle of British engineering. These two ships were the pride of the Cunard Line, showcasing the best of British shipbuilding. The Mauretania, like the Lusitania, was a marvel of design and speed, and together they dominated the transatlantic passenger trade. They were the largest and fastest ships of their day, capturing the blue ribbon for the fastest transatlantic crossing. The Lusitania's speed trials were a testament to her engineering excellence, and she quickly became known for her ability to make the journey across the Atlantic in record time. This achievement was a source of immense pride for the British and solidified the Lusitania's place in maritime history. For the wealthy and elite, a journey aboard the Lusitania was a coveted experience. The ship attracted the crème de la crème of society, from business magnates to celebrities. The Lusitania was more than just a mode of transportation, it was a symbol of status and prestige. Passengers enjoyed the finest cuisine, luxurious accommodations, and a level of service that was unmatched. Every voyage was an event, a chance to see and be seen and to experience the height of luxury on the high seas. On May 1, 1915, the Lusitania embarked on a fateful voyage from New York City to Liverpool. The world was at war, but the Atlantic Ocean, it was believed, remained a neutral ground. Among the nearly 2,000 souls on board were prominent American businessmen, families returning home, and young adventurers seeking new beginnings. The atmosphere on board was a mix of anticipation and unease, the shadow of war looming large. Unbeknownst to the passengers and crew of the Lusitania, a German U-boat U-20, commanded by Kapitänleutnant Walter Schwieger, was patrolling the waters off the coast of Ireland. Germany, engaged in a brutal war with Britain, had declared the waters around the British Isles a war zone. Any ship, even those of neutral nations, were at risk. The Lusitania, despite her grandeur and the innocent lives she carried, was a target in their eyes. Section 4. Death's Embrace. At 2:10 p.m. on May 7, 1915, the unthinkable happened. A torpedo, fired from the U-20, slammed into the starboard side of the Lusitania. The explosion was deafening, the impact immediate. Chaos and panic ensued as the ship rapidly began to list to one side. Passengers and crew were thrown about like rag dolls. The once vibrant and luxurious liner was now a scene of unimaginable terror. Section 5. A world in shock. News of the Lusitania's sinking spread like wildfire. The world was aghast. The headlines were bold and unmissable, capturing the horror and disbelief that gripped nations. People gathered around newsstands, their faces etched with shock and sorrow, as they read about the tragedy that had unfolded in the Atlantic Ocean. The image of the grand ship, sinking in just 18 minutes, shocked the global conscience. The Lusitania, once a symbol of luxury and technological advancement, was now a haunting reminder of the perils of war. The ship's rapid descent into the cold, unforgiving waters left an indelible mark on history. The attack, a brazen act of war against a passenger liner, claimed the lives of 1,198 innocent men, women, and children. These were not just numbers, they were individuals with dreams, families, and futures. Memorials sprang up in their honor, and the world mourned collectively. Among the dead were 128 Americans. The loss resonated deeply across the United States, a nation already teetering on the edge of joining the global conflict. The sight of American flags at half-mast and the somber faces of grieving families underscored the profound impact of the tragedy. The sinking of the Lusitania wasn't just a maritime tragedy, it was a turning point in history. It galvanized public opinion and shifted the geopolitical landscape. The event played a crucial role in shaping the course of World War I, influencing the decisions of leaders and the sentiments of the masses. The Lusitania's legacy is a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the devastating consequences of war. Section 6. The Fires of Indignation. The sinking of the Lusitania ignited outrage and condemnation across the globe. The United States, though still neutral in the war, was deeply shaken. The attack, seen as a barbaric act, swung public opinion firmly against Germany. President Woodrow Wilson, though initially urging restraint, faced mounting pressure to enter the war. The sinking of the Lusitania had become a rallying cry, a symbol of German aggression. Section 7. The Tide Turns. The sinking of the Lusitania was a pivotal event in World War I. On May 7, 1915, the British ocean liner was torpedoed by a German U-boat, resulting in the deaths of 1,198 passengers and crew. This tragic event sent shockwaves around the world and marked a significant turning point in the war. The news of the sinking spread rapidly, with American newspapers featuring bold headlines that captured the nation's attention. The loss of 128 American lives on the Lusitania galvanized American public opinion, pushing the United States closer to war. The public outcry was immense, with many Americans feeling a deep sense of injustice and anger towards Germany. The attack was a stark reminder of the brutality of war and the dangers posed by unrestricted submarine warfare. It made the idea of remaining neutral increasingly untenable for the United States. The wreckage of the Lusitania, lying on the ocean floor, became a symbol of the horrors of war and the need for decisive action. 2 years later, in 1917, the United States declared war on Germany, citing the unrestricted submarine warfare, of which the Lusitania was a tragic example, as a primary reason. President Woodrow Wilson, who had initially sought to keep the United States out of the conflict, found it increasingly difficult to maintain a stance of neutrality in the face of continued German aggression. The sinking of the Lusitania was not just a tragic loss of life, but also a catalyst for change. It highlighted the perils of modern warfare and the need for international cooperation to prevent such atrocities. Memorials were erected to honor the victims, and the event was etched into the collective memory of the world as a reminder of the cost of war. The sinking of the Lusitania, a tragedy that shocked the world, ultimately helped turn the tide of the war. It served as a rallying cry for those who believed in the fight for justice and freedom. As American soldiers boarded ships to Europe, they carried with them the memory of the Lusitania and the resolve to bring an end to the conflict. The tide had indeed turned, and the world would never be the same again.